Okay. It says we are live. Bitrate looks good. It's going 30 FPS. CPU usage at 0.3%. Drop frame 0. Okay. Alright. Let me get the chat up for the few that show up here. For those of you who want to talk. Okay. I'm going to catch this live somehow. Let's do live chat. Okay. Boop -boop -doo. Oh, cool. I didn't know I could do all this. There's some things I just did not know you could do. With this. Alright, can I pop this out? Oh, I can pop this out. That's really cool. Let's put that there. Live chat. Hello, Tyler. Dang! You've been so busy. Me too, man. You made that quick, though. I just started. I just literally started. I feel like I should get... I need to get like a countdown or something in the corner. Like a webcam of me getting frustrated. Alright. Let's get the game launched. So I have done some coding outside of the streams. Just when I've had time here and there, but not too much. You've been working like a dog again, Tyler? That's kind of life right now, though, isn't it? Okay. So we're just gonna try to get the assault going, because there's a lot of like cases here I need to still do. Let's see, friends, I sense it coming. Nice, Tyler. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of things I need to do, like for types of transports and things back here. I'm gonna just not worry about that, because the main loop I need to get done is I want them assaulting towns. Like I'm tired of working on transportation and those types of things. So we'll go back to that and iron that out. But I want to do something with them actually attacking towns. So the one thing I did add was, I should do this right. Yeah, one thing I did add was the forward operating bases that will be used as well. These forward operating bases are going to be placed like essentially respawn points of these barracks and generators. Here we have the radar tower, which needs to be destroyed, and the barracks and generators. So for an assault to be stopped, essentially they need to run out of money, or I think right now they need to destroy like their forward operating base. And right now I'm going to leave it at that. I kind of want to make them not vulnerable to artillery fire, but maybe that's okay. We'll see. Right now it's just going to be what it is. The point of the forward operating bases, I'm going to draw this out even just for myself. So say we have our town here, we have the enemy town here, and we have kind of a, say, a setup position here. And then maybe to get to this point, or is this is like a road that is like this bullshit or something. Having to rely on AI to get to respawn here all the time and then move up doesn't make sense, and it's also not really what happens in real life either. So what happens right now is you have a squad will come. If they make it here to this point, they'll get set up on the border of this town. They'll set up like a camp and all that, and then they push from there. However, they're gonna push, right? You have those nice arrows. Yeah. And then this right here acts as the respawn point. So any troops that die here just respawn here and then continue. This makes the game feel a lot more intense, because instead of, like, say there's a squad of 12, because I don't want to spawn 50 soldiers in and attack. It just gets too laggy. So say I have like 2 groups of 12 or something pushing, or whatever the commander buys, and every time a certain number of them dies, it should just have them respawn here. And so I'm going to do a system to make it feel like more like waves, because before it would be like once one unit dies, the one unit would respawn instantly here and push back in, but you get these onesies and twosies pushing in. What I want to do is when a squad gets sent in, and say half of the squad gets to, like, half the squad gets killed, and then I want this squad to actually, pretend to fall back, or try to fall back. They're going to fall back, and then once they're not in line of sight of anyone, actually I'm going to have them fall back, and then once they get back, they're going to despawn, and then a new squad's going to spawn in. And to even speed up the game some more, as the squad is falling back, I'm just going to spawn in another squad to go reinforce. And so you should get this cool sense of retreating and attacking forces. And so that's what we're going to focus on right now. And I want this part to be a lot more fluid. This is going to be a lot more gamey. Once you get to this part, it's the action part of what's going on. And then, of course, they're going to have other supports, like maybe artillery's back here. Mortars are still here they'll use. And tanks and things are not going to push into the towns. The tanks and things like that are going to be set up on the edges of the towns, facing in. Where the troops are assaulting from is the rough idea. Now, it's not going to be perfect in the beginning, but that's the idea that I want to go for. So we'll see if we can make that happen. Or how we make that, how long that takes. And that way, when you're getting attacked by a town, it feels like the AI are... I want it to almost feel overwhelming. Because you're killing some soldiers, they spot you, and even if you're one or two dudes, they're going to call, if they have mortars on you, or artillery. Late game, right? Or aircrafts, strikes, all those things we got to figure out. So if there's like an entrenched position, I want to add in, I wouldn't say smart AI, like learning AI, but a sense of it's going to track where all the AI are dying and who's doing that damage in a given objective. And then it's going to, that's what the aircraft is going to prioritize. And so we don't have to care about exactly who or what it is. It's AI or player. It's just going to go, okay, this is causing us a lot of trouble, be an anti-air gun or not. Then we'll target that specifically. So that's the goal. And then all that would be kind of done from this spawn here, with much shorter distance to get in, which will allow the AI time to move in. Make the game feel a lot more intense. And then I'm not sure if I'll do this or not, but I probably should create like I made this like virtual supply system. And so I might have in between here a supply system going back from our town to this point, just constantly running back and forth resupplying, and maybe if you kill that or it gets destroyed or something, then something happens. That way that simulates the back and forth of like the supply, like constantly dropping off supplies and things. Or even could do things like, yeah, and maybe that's what I should do, is depending on how often they come, every time a vehicle makes it back, it resupplies artillery, aircraft, everything gets resupplied. So maybe we'll do that. Yeah. I'm not sure how it's going to look yet, but that's going to be fun to code. Oh, there was an error there. I just saw that. I saw that error. Probably in this, I'm assuming. Let's reload that. Can I get that error again? Whoa. Create fob, line 23. Oh, is this pronouncing that? Oh, it does. Oops. Always forget. Let me take a look at something here. Let's get this coded in. Alright. Okay. Hello. Hello from Amsterdam. Welcome to a stream of just random coding for ArmA. Okay, so we're gonna test some things here, but let's first see if they create the forward operating bases before we do anything else. I'll have to re-get this code that I've used. Let's see, let's open up the Commander AI. We're going to maybe I'll just automate some of this. We're listening to music from Stellaris, if anyone's curious. One, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. And then we need to have them try to capture the town. So this should be an automatic code. Just execute this. Hint, capture town. Make sure they have. Okay. Because I have ideas on how to make these convoys look bigger than they actually are. So one thing I will tell as we're watching this, I'm going to speed it up with Zeus. I should. Anyway. So right now, it's going to spawn in a single vehicle right now. This is for the scout team. But for teams that I want to have multiple convoys, vehicles going, it's going to be one real vehicle and the rest are going to be, fake essentially. The players won't notice a difference, but the script only really relies on one making it the lead one. And this is still an issue. I need to bring up my to-do list here. To-do. Okay, let's put this all the way to the left. So, 5/7/2022. Let's go ahead and take a look at these ones I haven't completed. And then we're going to add some. Looks like the infantry still spawn and get stuck. Infantry can sometimes spawn and get stuck on compositions. Okay. This is just some dumb AI stuff. Like, this is the AI that blows me away in ArmA. Like, look at this. Just like, we're happy here. You want to be inside of it? Like, what does he want? What do you want? So, I'm just going to get them both and shove them over here. That actually doesn't matter for this, because they will just get transported anyway after a timeout period. Which I still need to do. Like, this guy's not running. And this is vanilla AI, by the way. There's no VCOM running on any of this right now. There will be, but not right now. Oh, there he goes. It's like, what is wrong with the AI in this game? I think I need to, if I put them in line formation, I think that's probably a better idea. Make AI go into column formation, maybe, when they're moving around like that. Alright. World. Motor spawn too far. Static weapons spawn too far backward. Transfer groups went and moves upon arrival. I think I figured that out. We'll find out. Oh yeah. So they're gonna get there, and I'm gonna speed this up, of course. We're going to select all these, and we're gonna put boop. So I'm just moving these up. Oh shit! I messed that up. I messed it up. Oh, I did that bug again. I hate that. I hate when I do that. It makes it way too easy to put AI into vehicles in Zeus. Why'd I do that? Let's get back in there. Alright, anyway, I wanted to do create. We'll just do work on AI assaulting towns. So we're going to work on the assaulting town AI as well. Let's see where they got different spot. Oh, this spot's awful. Let's see how we handle this. Yeah. Okay, here's an error that we should probably address. It looks like since there's no roads for it to use. Under create structure, functions, AI commander. Line 396. So probably because there's no roads for it to use. This is going to break it. Which is interesting because we do, if it does have roads, it should only execute this. This actually doesn't even give us a real error. What? I'll get type number. Oh, road direction. Oh, whoops. Nope. I see what I did. Yeah. Nope. That makes sense. That was a silly mistake. Did I do that up here too? Just there. Okay. We're gonna just restart. That's, yeah, spray. I agree with that. This is ArmA 3, ArmA 2 would have died within months if not for modders who care more and seem to, yeah, that's true. I mean, I do believe the devs ArmA 2 cared more than they did in ArmA 3, but it was already going downhill. But it is hard to compete with a wave of people, like a mob of people wanting to improve your game who are motivated and aren't tied to, there's a lot of freedom with that. Like I have a lot of freedom to do what I want, and I don't have to care about what the audience thinks necessarily. I can kind of just do what I want. And I know they have a lot more different, unique types of pressure. Hey Jenkins, how difficult would it be to make AI lower their weapons when walking while retaining formations? When they're in relax, they only do columns, really? I actually forgot about that. Do they really? When they're in safe mode, they only walk in columns? I thought they would stay in formation. You could like force their speed down. Let's see. Presentation is key, so let's let's go ahead and for each all groups. I want to see that. Set behavior safe. Hmm? Oh, sorry. Not the English, not the American spelling. There's another good example. These guys, their waypoint just didn't stick because this leader got stuck. So things like this is what's really frustrating. ArmA, this guy should have a waypoint. The waypoint just gets deleted because the leader got stuck. I'm like, ArmA, don't delete waypoints. Just don't. Unless I tell you to delete it, don't delete it. Why do you delete waypoints? Stop it. Okay, so the UAV is going in. I thought they stayed in formation. Oh, really? Do they only do column? Well, right now, they don't even know what they're doing. There they go. You're right. Huh. You could probably, I know, reduce their speed, but making them play this set of animations? Probably not. I'd have to mess with that. I totally even forgot about that. When you put them in safe, they only go column. Wow, I had no clue. Oh, I guess I just forgot about that. Huh. That's so strange, because you think you'd be doing... To mess with that, see if I force limit some of their speeds. Try it when they're in limited speed and the weapons are up. I gotta move chat here. Weapons are up. I don't know about you, but I can only weapon up for 8-hour patrol. Right, those weapons gonna be heavy. Like duckies, yeah. That's true. And here's this guy. This guy's just doing his own thing back here. What's he doing? Oh, there he go. Oh, oh, oh! Phew. That was a close call. He almost was out of formation. Alright. I'm going to speed this along, though. Without putting them inside the damn vehicle. Alright, here we go. Okay. squad. There they go. Oh, drive route. Okay. See if I drive route. Line 50. Do I not pass speed into this? Force drive speed. And if I'm variable on expression speed. Drive route. Oh yeah, this function's not even set up. Okay. So we're gonna do speed of speed up, say 30, 40, and true. There. I broke the function. Let's go ahead and cheat and see if I move him up here, does he? Yeah, it just works. Okay. You might be able to code something in for that, but I'm not even fully sure right now for the formations. One of the issues I've had is during combat, like the AI don't care all about formations, say in safe mode like this. And then when they get into combat, they used to care way too much about the formation, and then would pick terrible spots just to, be in formation. It was awful. All right, I'm gonna just cheat to speed this along. He's not happy with any of these spots. So this is the scout team trying to find a good location. And so usually they'd walk around the whole perimeter in a spot that they're happy with. And I think he found a spot that he's happy with. So I'm going to move the rest of the squad up with him. Did you find a spot you're happy with? Or did it air out? Let's see. Don't know. Scout team is scouting. Yeah, no, he has not found an area that he's happy with yet. Yeah, this is... yeah, these types of bugs need to be resolved. So he's still not happy with his position, but he should be moving to the next spot. You know, like around here or something. I'm just gonna move him around to see if any of that activates it. It's like it doesn't pick the next spot or something, even though it's a UAV. Alright. Boarding assault. Scout team killed. Okay. Let's try that again. I think if I do this. Sometimes when you move them around in Zeus, it really fucks with them too. But let's take a look at that scout FSM. Scout town! Alright, so here's the scout FSM. It looks like when they get to... We need to add a debug thing in here because... Scouting team will continue to look for a better position. Alright, so something happens where they just get stuck in here. check for UAV. True, so then it checks for a good spot. Yep. This isn't true either because this would be executing code. So then none of these get true, so it just doesn't move. Time scout time. Oh, there's a timer I forgot I added. So there is a timer of 120 seconds if I just wait. That's fine. Okay, we have another team going in. How happens if I force their speed to really low? Force speed 1. They still keep their guns up. Okay. Let's get the rest of these dudes in. Dude, dude, dude. I need to do more thorough tests on what makes the guy the most, like, mobile, like moving around smoothly. But, oh. Don't worry, these two guys are stuck. God forbid they forgot to walk in a straight line. God, maybe fix your shit. I really hope they address this stuff for, like, ArmA 4. Whenever that comes out in 10 years. Alert to the dirt, my name. Oh, that didn't get deleted like it should have. Huh. Zoom. Okay. So this is using my new pathing code for the AI to see if he drive better. He's actually driving slower. I set the speed to 40, but I don't know why. So it uses agents to pick a route. It's actually to save frame rate, so it actually spawns in an agent for supply vehicles that aren't in combat. It calculates the path ahead of time to get to a spot, and the vehicle just follows that. And then it doesn't change it doesn't do any more path calculating after that. It just follows that path. They're hiding deserters, that's right. They're inside the vehicle, but secretly they're virtualized now. But that vehicle that spawns is supposed to get deleted. Why did it not get deleted? That's odd. Right here, delete vehicle car. It's also not allow damage. Strange. I'll add that to the to-do list here, so I don't forget about it. Created agent vehicles from TFR drive. Sometimes do not delete properly when called. So he's driving. He's just driving away. And with this, I actually don't, since he does have a waypoint, but he's really not even listening to the waypoint. He's overriding it with this command, but I'm still gonna cheat. I wanna see what happens if I do this. I think I disrupt his, yeah, I disrupt his path, so don't run them over. Okay. Scouting team is now scouting. So they're not gonna like that position. I'm not gonna like put them on top of the waypoint this time. I'm gonna give them a little bit of. Okay. Yeah, they already know they don't like a lot of these spots. He doesn't like that spot either. Okay, here's the problem spot. So they're gonna go here. He's not gonna like that spot either. All these spots kind of suck. Are they all spawning over here? I gotta redo the spawning for the defenders. That's, there's no static. Oh, because all the static weapons already got spawned, I think. It's okay. I just want to see if the fobs spawn in. Just like once it gets to this spot, it just doesn't do anything. There must be some kind of condition that's being met exactly here that just is not happy about, because it should be progressing. We should be getting a message here, but we're not. The scout team is now scouting. Because let's see, they're looking towards the center of this town, and they are roughly here. So that should be working, because the spot they're at, let's say there, and oops, that's 186 meters. This is 161, so they should be happy with that position. Okay, if get pause, leader scout group number 2. And closest point distance to do there. I think I know what the issue is. Let's do this. Okay, that should fix that. Fortunately, oh, well, okay, the timer timed out, so let's see what happens. The scout team would actually run into a squad here and probably get destroyed. Alright, there we go. At least we got an error message. Fob array. Did I forget another bracket? Oh no, that's in the... Okay, that's in the Assault Town FSM. Oh, I did forget that there. That's okay. Let's see if the function ran though. So it looks like it tried to run. Did it error out because of that? Yeah, I'm not Not seeing any objects, not even mortars spawned in. Let's restart it and see. Oh, hey, Jaka. Doing well. Just want to get to the part where I'm actually coding the AI to go in there and shoot at each other. And start taking structures and things. Okay, let's restart. We're gonna have to add some more debug code in as well. I just want to see if the fob spawn, and then we can finally progress forward. And then the assault loop actually should be relatively simple out of everything else, because I'm not dealing with AI moving across map. It should be relatively more modular and easier to implement things. So that's the goal. Some nice relaxing Stellaris music in the background. Yes, Jock, you can always shoot code at the enemy. That's the primary strategy, actually. Alright, we're at Luke here. Let's go ahead and execute the function. So what this function does is forces the AI right now to artificially tech up. So I'm actually just kind of building this around the late game. So late game as in having every ability available with infinite money. And then when I go back, I'm going to make the game playable, I'm going to scale it back from there. So if they don't have this, just turn something off, for example. So that should make it much easier. It's like right here, you can see at the bottom they have an HQ, barracks, heavy, or yeah, HQ barracks, light factory, advanced barracks, air factory, and heavy factory. And now we got an assault going on. So it's the same thing. We get the scouts first. And let's bring up our little debug window again. Phase 1 staging area. Look, oh, yep, they're attacking this airfield. Which, of course, I put the stat. I need to have these like. Oh, these aren't invisible? Look at these. This is the center of the town, is what I use. They're actually simple objects. That's interesting. That it's visible. Are these all visible? Oh, no, I think I left them visible so I could see. So I could see them. So they don't spawn on the ground, really. They spawn up in the air. So I use these as objects, but they're just simple objects, and they're usually invisible. I think I made them not visible so I could see what was going on with them. And I did not know that they are simple. I don't know, they just float. The position I get. Pull the marker, pause. I guess I could always fix that by having it set pause, get pause itself. And it'll be silly, but I gotta check this out. So if I go into here, look at that thing. It's the floating sign. So this is how the AI commanders notice these towns. They're literal signs that I use the code for the AI commanders and AI to know where to go. That pull anything? It does. So pause, get pause cursor. If I do this, does that lower it to the ground? It does move it a little bit, but no. Set pause. Oh, I'm curious. Pause equals get pause ATL cursor object Cursor object set pause ATL. Pause select 0. Pause select 1 and 0. Did I bring it to the ground? I brought it to the ground. Okay. That's really strange. Flag pull. Pause equals get pause ATL flag. Well, this is a lame fix, but I'm doing this anyway. Because I really don't want to get stuck in this. Sure, okay. That should fix that. I don't hear music. Oh. Maybe it's just too soft. It's very soft music, so you probably got your speakers down. How about now? Okay, I'll just turn up the music this way, actually. Got my hands on Dead Rising 1 on Steam. Whoa. Man, Dead Rising 1 was a game I played the crap out of. Oh wait, looks like the OBS is not picking up on my desktop audio anymore. Oh, that's odd. I see that now. It was just working. The audio just like broke. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, let me know if that's too loud. This is from Stellaris. Some good music. I never know how loud to make it, because for me it's really loud. On the stream I turn it down. So you can hear my beautiful voice. I would love to see you playing Dead Rising 1. Have you ever played Dead Rising 1 before, Jaka? Because that's really loud. Because that is a masterpiece there. I got every single, I think 100% of that game. Oh, should I pay attention to what's going on, huh? Let's see. Of course the vehicle gets stuck. It's trying its hardest. Let's see if this fixes it. Doesn't have physics. This has physics. Yeah, when I do that command, they don't care about all about things. God, yeah, it's so stupid. This is the problem. Like, I'm gonna have to actually have a code that just teleports the AI towards a location, because he really wants to get inside here somewhere instead of following the road. So we're just going to go ahead and cheat and do that. See, he really wants to go back to that point. And pop. He's going to run everyone over. Don't do it. Don't run them over. He ran them over. The AI's so bad. Yeah, run into that wreck. We got portable generators all around you. You don't know what to do. He doesn't care about them. Or at least we can see what's happening more with this. Scout team is now scouting. Let's see what it said. Oh, wait a second. Why does this not update? I should have got a message. What's going on here? Oh, I put it in the wrong oh, okay. I put it in the wrong spot. This is for the vehicles on the left here when they have a ride. Hi, doggy. Like, why did that just happen? I'm not happy with any of these positions. There they go. Okay. So then they found a good position. Okay, now here we go. Yep. So now these are the assault teams. Why is this vehicle moving though? Well, that was the one returning. Okay, I was like, what is that? Okay, that's the one returning. Okay. So he just despawned. Alright, let's go ahead and speed this up for these guys. So they're gonna get inside that vehicle. You did not. You do not miss much at all. I'm just, we're working on trying to get the FOBs to be created. The forward positioning bases where they will be launching their assaults from. And once we do that, I'm going to have AI actually going in, attacking towns, attacking them, taking them building by building. And engaging targets intelligently. We're going to just slowly add things on. Okay, let's fix this really quick. So these guys, with the virtual ride command, we need, when they time out, they need to be excuse me. fix that. Let's see, monitor. Yeah, we'll fix that. Perfect. Take a look at this. Oh! Oh, the vehicle got destroyed. Well, at least that worked. They all kind of exited a little too quick, but that's fine. Just delete that. So then they get told, so the vehicle got destroyed, so they're just told to go on foot there. And of course these guys are gonna do their own thing. So, and of course in normal testing fashion, we are just going to give them the old teleportation. Zoop. Bop. Okay, scout team's in position. These squads are reaching their positions with no mishaps whatsoever. But I realized, see, this is the issue. I didn't code it to work without the vehicles. Oh my gosh. Alright. This is what happens with complex systems. It's like, it's complex. Well, I should have continued without. I should have continued without it. Vehicles destroyed in transit. Aborting assault. Vehicles destroyed in transit. Oh, because I never made it. That's not right at all. So they were... Okay. No, this is not right at all. This is obviously my fault. So what needs to happen, if the vehicles get destroyed, vehicles destroyed in transit, assessing for further damage. So essentially if the vehicles get destroyed, we need to check if the transport groups are dead. So what we do here is we go all AI groups dead. So we need to check, not in there, but essentially we need to have a check where if both these groups are dead, then we abort the mission. So if all the initial setup squads get killed, then they can't set up, right? So if you catch the convoy on its way in and destroy it, and right now it's very vulnerable, then yeah, it's gonna abort the mission. And then I need to obviously fix up what that looks like later. So we need to back out again, unfortunately. So then they're all dead there, and then if this gets checked first, and if they are not dead, then we need to essentially this will be a true condition, not dead. If they're not dead, then we continue without transport. Actually, we don't need that. We can just put that in under the action. And then this can connect back to actually, we do need kind of this here. Oops, no. Because we need to do a check for the staging area. Let's get that debug. Let's get that debug. Let's get that debug. All groups dead. Abort mission. And this one is simply transport down, continue on foot. And then we should definitely have another check here. That they do. Constantly check and see if they are dead, and then to abort, right? That's the same for here. Boom. So we'll constantly check this too. Okay. We beefed up that a little bit here. We still have this, yeah, other thing over here to worry about, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We're not worrying about early game yet. I know it kind of feels backwards, but we're just focusing on the late game stuff right now. Having all the bells and whistles going first, and then I can more easily scale that back, take things away. Alright. So essentially what we need to do is... Do I have debug code in here? Yeah. Fob spawn. And then proceed to stage 3. Assault. We'll do full assault stage. Okay. So we're looking for is this text. This is full assault stage in the debug. Let's get this going. I want to see some. I want to start coding an AI taking towns and things. I'm just getting tired of this. If I can have to take in one town today, I will be happy. Because then we're getting closer, and then I can start patching up everything. Once we get the AI attacking towns, so go through all the bugs, then, or most of the bugs we can, then I can start having them go from town to town to town to town, and that's when I need to start doing early game stuff. And I can actually start from the beginning of the game. Alright. Solaris music is so good. It's different than ArmA music, that's for sure. Alright, so let's see where we at. Oh, down here again. Okay, and we are going to get that going. Get Zeus enabled. Boop. I'm going to plug in my phone for a second. There we go. Trickle charge that. Okay. Here's the assault points. Here's the staging area. Here's Overwatch. I need to create a custom Overwatch position because they just suck. They just suck real bad. Bohemians does not work well. I mean, this one isn't the worst. Actually, you know what? This one, I'll take that back. This one's not the worst. Usually they're pretty awful. Just some static weapons. There is the center of the town there. We need to have defensive static weapons spawn from a greater distance from the center. They spawn a little too stacked up. We fixed a lot of bugs that aren't in here, but that's okay. It's my ledger of grievances. Okay, COV is going in. Oh, this vehicle isn't gonna get anywhere. Oh, I did the bug again. No. It's okay. I have an idea. Don't worry, I have an idea. Don't worry. I have an idea. Okay. I'm going to take the vehicle. We're going to move it to here. Oh, okay. We're going to move it to here. Wait, is this still counting? Yes, it is. Okay, we have to wait for the timeout. Okay, okay, we did it. Okay, and we're gonna pretend that it drives itself back to here. Alright, I was reading something. Okay, oh, the scout team is happy with their position they found right away. Alright, yep, fair enough. Good spot, I guess. There's UAV, and we'll fine-tune the positions. Like, I'll add like little functions in that I can add that makes them look for cover nearby. Like, they should be, maybe even just being in the woods here would be awesome. Ideally, I'd like to have a script. What it does is it runs on a squad while everything else is moving, where then they move up. Like they start moving up slowly at a time, maybe like stealth or something, into good positions as close as they can get to the enemy. It's not getting too close, so it looks like they're actually going around somewhere. That's the idea. But let's speed this up without putting the... Oh, the vehicle blew up. Okay, so the vehicle just spawned in a shit spot, so... What happens if I delete that? Is this gonna break it? We're just having the worst luck today. So the vehicle is dead. So they're just gonna move to the front line. Okay, that's fine. Of course, in the real game, it'd be much slower to do that. But at least these guys made it there. Okay, I'm already seeing an issue here. Who's getting... They just keep generating waypoints. Is it because they're just in the hidden count bullshit? Okay. Well, we're gonna kind of ignore that for right now, because there's some nastiness going on here. We have the squads here that we need. The statics spawned in, the mortars spawned in. And the mortar's actually already shot and took out several things, which is good. Yeah, it's a good, it's a good opinion, encrypted opinion. I've used Notepad++ since ArmA 1. I've tried to swap to several others, but the effort that it takes me to relearn everything I have, and Notepad++ for me is really fast and it makes sense to me. VS Code. I've used VS Code for other things, but for ArmA, just Notepad++ is what I've always done. Okay, so here's the artillery. So we have the big artillery that just spawned in. Probably for, oh, here we go. Proceed to stage 3, full assault stage, which is good. But here's a problem. I don't see any fobs. Are they down here? I don't see any structures at all. So let's take a look. Advanced teams have been dropped off. Static open spawn. Artillery call. Advanced artillery call. Proceeds to stage 3. So it just completely skipped. This should be the first thing that gets activated. Oh, it's 110. Yeah. Oh, that's because this needs to be a knot. Oh my gosh. Okay, but so far, so there's a few bugs here we can address. So one, we found a new one where it looks like when transport vehicles blow up before transporting AI, they still control the AI. Sublime 3, yeah. Yes, yeah, answer it. You can get. I have the SQF language in this as well as I'm typing. You can see it pops up with, you know, all sorts of functions and things. I've adjusted mine quite a bit to focus on what I do, but I think for most people I would say to use VS Code. I think you gotta understand, when I started coding like ArmA 1, I just did it as a hobby, and I just used what I had at the time and what I knew about. You want to see another one? Yeah, I do think VS is better. One thing I've enjoyed with Notepad++ though, if I'm going to be honest, it's been very few times, so it's not even a selling point. But I don't think I have it enabled right now. Do I have it right now? No, I don't have it enabled right now. But you can, like, there's this program you can do where you can host a Notepad++ as a server, and then you can have someone else connect, and you both can edit off the same document right in Notepad++, which is kind of cool. It's very limited and isn't perfect, but it was really cool to do that. Like live, both of us editing a file live was really cool. It's really helpful for teaching somebody. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's just spawn the fobs. Everything worked well for the most part, but let's fix the... We have this issue with the virtual ride system where we have to take into account that when the vehicles may get blown up. So we have to do... This is the function that does the transportation, so or vehicles to mount. Make sure I do this right. Let's try something like this. If if the count of alive vehicles is greater than 0, then continue. Okay. I'm just fixing this bug. This should fix this bug. as a safety, we need to make sure that if no transport vehicles are alive, we need to exit the function and make sure any cached units return. So if there's any cached units, they need to return. So we would essentially do the opposite of this. So actually what we are gonna do is, if they're hidden and they're inside the vehicle and the vehicle gets blown up, if they're cached, because we're assuming they're inside the vehicle, the unit's dead because they got blown up. That's it for now. That should help. Okay. Okay, that should fix that bug. Oh, shell scripts, it takes, yeah. Imagine writing SQL scripts. I don't even know, what's Vim? What the heck is Vim? I don't think I've even heard of that. Okay, I think this is fixed. That's fixed. That's fixed. That's fixed. We'll test that now. Let's see if we can fix them spawning into compositions really quick as well. Oh, the squads are now fighting. That's cool. Look at the mortars in the back. This is beautiful spacing enough. The static weapons are here. They're not really spaced all too much for me that I like. Look at this guy. He fell through the world. So the static weapon placements are really, really nice. There's some shooting going on, which is cool. Again, it's all vanilla. We're very close to getting them actually pushing into the town. We're so close. So close. So the way that they take towns is they don't just kill the number of AI like in the old Dissension. They don't just run out the clock. They need to go in there and each building clear it out. That's marked red. Just imagine only using your keyboard to edit your entire script for the most part. What? That sounds awful. Okay, let's. I'm gonna try to address the AI spawning at awful spots. So let's take a look at. Need that. Create unit. Let's increase this by 10. Okay, let's increase by 50. Look for 50-meter gap. That should help. That spawns on a road, so. Okay. That should help with that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Assault Town FSM. Does this create the units here? Yeah. We're gonna do 15, you go up to 50, there. That should help that. 15, 50, and 15. Okay, let's see if that helps. Oh, what was that? Oops. I want to make sure nothing duplicated in here because I've had issues with my code duplicating. Perfect. Alright. Can we just get the fob? It doesn't need to look good right now. I can make things look pretty later. Right now I just need things to work. I just need them to spawn in. And I can take time to make them look pretty later. So we're going to go ahead and execute that. We're going to go ahead and enable Zeus. Okay, interesting spot this time around. Yeah, I need to fix this. Let's add this to the do list before I forget. Remove smaller buildings from town arrays. This will prevent bus stops being used as garrison locations. As much as we love bus stops. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing as before. Going to move all the AI up. Okay, I can even make that look better. I bet I can have it be like a tell them to move, get in, and as soon as they get inside the vehicle, they teleport away. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, they're going. UAV's on its way. What? What? What is this guy doing? What are you doing? It's right there. No, you just gotta turn around, dude. You just gotta turn around. It's right there. No, just turn around. You just gotta turn around. Oh my God, you're in an open field. You're in an open field, turn around. It's a wheat field, turn. I'm reading what corrupted. I'm just gonna read what corrupted is typing because I'm really disappointed right now. It's supposed to be super efficient once you learn how to use its extensive list of keybinds and commands, but it's a text editor in the terminal. What makes it unique is that it's a ubiquitous text editor, so it lets you open any file or executable on your file system, zero fucks given. That's cool. Oh, okay. I see why maybe people would want that. Okay, let's just go ahead and grab this. Oh, is he slowly figuring it out? Did I? Was it because I moved him? No, it just literally doesn't know what to do. What is this pathfinding? Is there... Go! Right there! Just get going! Oh my God. That's vanilla driving, yes. There's no VCOM going on right now. And he just runs to people. Oh my God. Ah. I know I'm being a little dramatic, but this is what makes me so mad about something Bohemia should have fixed a long time ago. Was there any reason why that vehicle could not drive through this open field? There's nothing here. I've had them do this field all the time. What was that bug? Anyway. I think we will do... Let's disable this for now. It's gotten worse over the years. Could be from combat behavior, yeah. It's gotten worse over the years though, unfortunately. That just is being dramatic because there are things that I think, going back to what we said earlier, that this game would not have survived without modders. Because the AI on foot, not the worst. AI in vehicles, helicopters, or planes is... It feels like they did not try at all to make any kind of attempt. And then I feel like it got worse over the years. And on top of that, I'm still mad that they ruined the do move command. I'm still salty about that. It's been years, and I still have not fixed it. The do move command should just work. It doesn't matter if they're in combat, if they're in stealth. If you say go to this position, they should just go to that position. But that's not how it works. Not anymore. Oh, hi, I got my dog. Got a dog begging. Okay, are you begging? Hi. You want to get my lap? Okay. Come here. Come here, you. Alright. Yes, so I don't know who will remember this or not, but do move command years ago, years ago. So Bohemia did this rework of the AI, the combat AI. And some things they did better. So before, I think I have old videos of VCOM, you can see this behavior. Before, when an AI squad would get shot at, and they would just lay down. They wouldn't move, they wouldn't go for cover, they would just literally lay down. If they didn't have any waypoints, they would just lay down. It was awful. So that's why initially I made VCOM, because the AI were just that bad. And then years ago, someone brave enough tried to work on the AI to improve it, and they did improve it in some ways. Where now if you shoot an AI, even without a waypoint, they will run for cover most of the time. What is wrong with this field? See, what's wrong with this field? He's doing it too. What's wrong with this field? What? Sorry, I just got sidetracked. He's doing it too. Is there something here? No, there's nothing there. Anyway, I'm gonna worry about that later. Oh, there's an error though I can fix for the crate fob. So now, but back then the do move command I used to use a lot for VCOM. And the do move command would just make it, for anyone else who doesn't know, would make it so you tell the AI to say, I even will draw this because this is how upset I am about this still. Say we have Joe Schmo AI over here, and you have a wall or cover here you want them to get to, I don't know, say there's someone over here or some shit. I used to be able to say, Mr. AI, I want you to go here, and the AI would just go there. Sometimes they would do kind of like something like this, but they would get there even while they're under fire. So now if I do, we're going to pretend this AI can't see the enemy AI. If I do a do move now, they're not in combat mode, they will go. They will go there. But as soon as they enter combat, you do a do move command, they sometimes do the weirdest shit, and they may sometimes make it to that point. I've had times where they just completely ignore a do move command. Where I say get to this wall for cover, they will just go, nope, I'm gonna go over here and hide over here. And then they just refuse to move because there's a guy over here. Sometimes when you're under fire, that's what frustrates me. When you're under fire, when you're being shot at, okay, you want to return fire, get down, return fire, then fucking move for cover. Right? That's the general rule of thumb. Okay, if it's close. General rule of thumb. ArmA AI won't do that sometimes still. And then when you try to make them do that, they don't listen because they're in combat mode, and combat mode overrides. And so to get them to listen, I have to do a huge complex thing of codes of disabling a lot of their AI brain. Like, I have to disable almost like 75% of what is important for AI movement just to get them to move. And then I have to run a bunch of heavier code to check if they should stop to fire or not, because they just don't listen to do move commands. So it used to be a lot more flawless, where it'd be like they're in combat, they would shoot back, and then you move. But now they go, okay, we're in combat, I'm gonna shoot back, and then I'm getting told to move, but instead of moving, I'm gonna just kind of, maybe I'll sit here for a while, and then I'll, oops, now I'm just gonna forget about the do move command, and then I'm gonna wander this way. I think there's countless videos I've had where you have team leaders, squad leaders that will just randomly wander kilometers away from a fight. And that's all just vanilla behavior. Anyway, that's me complaining about Bohemia. It's like, please fix that. Okay. So we have everything spawned in as it should. I don't know why this vehicle went invisible. I don't know where this vehicle's from. What is this vehicle from? I think something's wrong with the map, but anyway. There's artillery. There's these guys. The mortars are here. Static weapons could be spread out a little bit more, but I won't worry about that later. So we had this one tower spawn in, and the rest didn't spawn in because of that error, which I think we're gonna go fix that right now. I think this array, let's test this command. I think this command I've not tested in a while. I was never a fan of creating waypoints for AI. I feel like it's too low level to mod. Yeah, once someone changes that low level code, it breaks everyone else. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that was kind of an issue with what Bohemia did with that I have, is that they just they modified the AI to make them better, but then they went back and really destroyed some basic functionality, because we don't as for ArmA 3, the way it's designed, we don't get access to the AI guts, the brains necessarily. We get some. I mean, for multiplayer world, we can kind of, without an intensive mod, and I've intended to do that. Anyway, we don't get access to the true guts of the AI. The pathing, a lot of the inner workings of them, without completely destroying it and restarting it from zero. We get access to some of the FSMs, but they have other code that is engine side that we don't get to touch or see. I can't modify what they see as a threat necessarily without big workarounds. I would make VCOM a big overhaul mod if Bohemia would give me more access to the engine side of the AI code, because it is awful and outdated, and they know that. And they also, their excuse is the game is old, which is fair. And they still make money off of ArmA. So I know they're really protective over it, but it's like at a certain point I just really hope they just hand over the keys and go, here, you know, do what you want. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Only one point showed up here. Interesting. I gotta fix this. What a safe pause. I know I'm just ranting. I'm very passionate about ArmA because I care about it a lot, because it's one of the games I really do enjoy. Yes, yeah, stuff like that is really awesome. Pressing it in a shoot. I was so tempted, if you could make agents aim at targets, I was going to actually try modding in agents, where AI would get converted over to agents, and then you can control everything about them. Because agents you can control a lot more. But I was just for a fun project. But you can't make like things like there's a couple things that are missing, like agents. You can't really make them aim at things too well. Another thing that a lot of people don't know about ArmA. This is something that blows my mind. It still is an issue. So say you have an ammo box. Okay. You have an ammo box. Let me get a nice. Let me get a vehicle ammo box here. There we go. You've got a nice big ammo box here. And say I want to put, 40 medkits in here. Alright. And I accidentally put 41 medkits in here. Or say I put 40 in, I want the script one of them being removed. In ArmA, you can add an ammo kit. I can take it from 40 to 41 with a single command. However, say I want to take one away. I want to take it from 40 to 39. What you have to do is take away 40 medkits and then add in 39. There's no command to take away a single item away from a box. I've had people question me on this because that can't be true. Go try it. Go try it. I've had several people with years of ArmA experience go, no, that can't be right. No, it's true. There's a lot of weird things in the engine that they just haven't bothered to fix. The issue is I don't think their code allows them to easily expose AI to modders. Yeah. I mean, essentially, I don't know if it'd be a security issues. They could do it in a more secure way, like they do now. I feel like, and I agree with this with Bohemia. Like, I'm not gonna say that they shouldn't do this, but I think for them to do that, they would have to expose part of their own code. Essentially, they'd have to give away this part of the source code of their game. They would either need to make the AI extremely more moddable, so they would need to really like put that into a mod, like essentially take all the AI components from engine to mod it, which would have consequences, I'm sure. Or they would need to essentially give away part of the source code of their game, and they're not going to do that. I don't blame them for that, right? You can't ask the company to release ArmA 3's source code, like everything about it. I mean, I think we have most of it, but like the engine side things that are harder to get at. Essentially just opening that up and allowing people to modify that, and that would be a nightmare. Like, I know that's not viable. But it doesn't mean that the frustration is any less. Let's... So this... Oh. Why is that returning 3 now all of a sudden? Oh, that's interesting. Ooh, that's returning some... Oh, wait, these are... I forgot. I'm using hash maps for this. That's right. This can be simplified, I believe. We could just return. Let's return array. Set final string results. Yeah, better save pause. Okay. Two, one, It's still only 2 though. I should be. I'm asking for 3. Do I need to? Interesting. Sometimes it returns things, sometimes it doesn't. So this is location, minimum distance, max distance, minimum to object. Object proximity, water mode, max gradient. Okay, so maybe that's the problem. Max gradient. Oh, max gradient is 1, which is fine. 1 is a pretty steep gradient. Huh. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. If count return array is greater than underscore multiple exit with. That's the issue. Okay. So once the count array is equal to multiple, then we're gonna pass. Okay. String count. I think we can count hash maps. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And I gotta remember how to access. I gotta remember how to work with hash maps again. They're really simple. Just make them. Yes, it might run slower. Yeah, it could run slower if I mod. Yeah, they would mod it. Playing Stellaris lately. Yes, I've actually been playing a lot of Stellaris. I bought Stellaris when it came out. I'm a huge fan of those games. I am a huge fan of EU4. Stellaris when it came out was ass. Recently, it's gotten much better, at least in my opinion. But yeah, I've been playing a lot more recently, just recently, like last week or so. Expected. Okay, how do we? What happens if we do it for each for this? Chat. 3737361. Okay. So it gives you the numbers. How do we get? Is the hash value that we want? How do I? Oh, is it get? Oh, it's this. Okay, I think it's just get. Nope. Error missing. Oh, did I tap the number wrong? Oh, yeah, I'm a dummy. Let me fix this. Is that it? Type array expected string. Oh, yeah, that would be a string. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So this is essentially the code that we want. And then so for the create fob, when we use this, since we're using hash maps, they're quicker. I don't know if this is faster, but Stellaris is finally feeling like a paradox title. Yes, it is. Well, when it first came out, it was very limited. I mean, one, the population system was completely different. It was very simplistic. And then on top of that, you didn't have any mega structures. The combat was meh. The AI was awful. The AI now it feels a lot better to fight. I'm sure it's not perfect. Like I got my butt beat just recently, and the AI feel different. Like factions feel different depending on their. Like I was fighting against a pacifistic faction who didn't really attack too much, but then I went up against one that was a lot more focused on like zealot-like, and it was aggressive as hell. It felt awesome. And then playing multiplayer, didn't crash a single time. No crashes at all. No desyncs. Worked great. The espionage system itself is, at least in my opinion, I mean, when the game came out, there was no espionage. The diplomacy was non-existent. The Federation system, there's a lot going on in it now. That's what I liked about EU4, because of the complexity. It made it awesome. With the space thing and building the ships. I was reading some things online, and it seems like there's just certain niches like cruisers or other things don't feel like battleships are just the end-all be-all, but I still disagree with that. I've been just starting to play where I do just mass, essentially tiny ships with just big guns with like armor and just go in there and whatever. I'm playing vanilla right now. I modded it in the past, Jordan. I've modded it in the past to yeah, I have modded it in the past to fix some issues with the game. But the mods I use, they put in the game. Like you can change how fast the populations, you know, get stuck or stop developing. I changed that, but that's in the game now. Yeah. Oh, they've really updated the game. And I am very picky when it comes to games, I'll admit. Like I love EU4. But people go, hey, should I play EU4? I'm like, no, because for it to be a full game, you have to spend like $600 on it. So don't. But, yeah, Stellaris, I was so excited for when it came out years ago, and it came out, and I was like, this is literal ass. Like, it was just bad. There was no way around it. It just was a bad game. Unfortunately. But that's... I mean, yeah, but no, they have gotten it better. I'm all for games getting better, like learning from their mistakes or pushing out and improving. Okay, so that should fix that. Hash maps! Yay! Okay, that fixed that. Alright. I got distracted, sorry. It's fun though to talk about these games. Well, EU4, I think I'm gonna show my Steam library here. I probably shouldn't do this, but that's fine. So, I mean, I have 248 hours into the game. Let's go take a look at. Let's just go take a look at it. So it's the base game is $40. I mean, it's a positive game, but let's take a look here at all the other things. Let's see. So $40, and the ones that I have are expansions, but actually I don't even have all of them. The ones that add gameplay to it. So you have $40 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus 20 plus. I mean, I should actually add this up. Let's see, 40. And you can get these usually on sale, but I'm gonna ignore that right now. Okay, so that's already an extra $200 right there, and I didn't even count the $15 game. So you have one that's got a couple other $15, $15, $15, $15, and you got one that's $5, and you got one that's 10. Is that right? Wait, is that math right? Something wrong there. Yeah, go back. Yeah, anyway, so I mean, you're looking at quite a bit of extra cash. Just to get all the elements that make the game interesting. So that's the paradox method, though. Oh, really? That's right. I forgot that they have the DLC thing. Yeah, now you can pay $90 for month access to all the DLC. Now, is that for all their games, or is it just a single game? Like, if I want all the DLC for Stellaris and EU4, do I have to have 2 subscriptions? Because that's, I mean, that's, I don't like it, but that's probably more feasible for people. Because you could, in theory, if you're playing it a lot in a month, subscribe and then unsubscribe when you're done. So, I mean, that probably saves a lot of money. Yeah, and that's true. That's one thing I do like about their games. So, like, I am playing with a friend in Stellaris right now, and he doesn't own any of the DLC, but I do. And so, he can play off all the DLC for free. Oh, different stuff for both. Okay. Yeah, because even EU4 has like 300. You're looking at a lot of money. It's like, come on, guys. I know they're, yeah. I mean, but Paradox has also done a lot of shifts in the past several months where they at least admitted that they have not been a good company at all. And the profits were showing that. So it looks like people finally got tired of them. That's true, Jordan. I know this is a hot take, as in like something that probably a lot of people would disagree with, but I actually am all for big AAA companies not going out of business, but like going to mobile. Like have them all shift over to mobile or other areas, and then have people that are passionate again about, you know, games make games. Maybe I'm just old now, but I would not be sad if Blizzard, EA, Microsoft, all these other companies. Microsoft has done okay for some of the games, but if they just said, screw it, we're all going to mobile and PlayStation or whatever, we're going to not touch PC anymore, I would actually be happy, because I think after a while you'd have companies that actually cared about games, make games. Because, I mean, yeah, you're never going to make as much money making a PC game as you would a mobile game. It's just not going to happen. But Candy Crush makes more than World of Warcraft? Like, it's ridiculous. So my hot take of the day is I would rather those companies actually go away. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like stop trying to bring mobile to PC, just go to mobile all the way. That's fine. You do whatever you want as a company, but you know, mobile's, yeah, exactly. I don't want to just stir up just nothing but negativity, but man, I saw that release of the, I'm sorry, I have to, this is my last thing I'm going to complain about with this, but what was it, Blizzard released that trailer for the new Warcraft mobile game essentially? That just makes me sad because they couldn't even remaster Warcraft 3, but they're going to use the name for Warcraft to just destroy. But I'm also part of the generation that grew up with Warcraft 2 Orcs and Humans, or Warcraft 1 I should say, and Warcraft 2, and I played all those games. I remember when Warcraft 3 came out and I was like, whoa, look, it's so 3D! I was... Yeah, I mean they are, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, well... And I'm very surprised that Blizzard went ahead with having loot boxes in their game, because there's already a lot of countries, like I think the UK is one, that is outlawing games. Arclight, yeah, they're outlawing games that have gambling mechanics in them. Like there's an increasingly number of countries that are outlawing, not allowing those games to be played. Yeah, Blizzard should, yeah. So I'm very surprised that Blizzard ignored that and went ahead with it anyway. That really shocked me. I was like, I guess they're just trying to go for the... But in China, lockdown a lot on gaming. Yeah, I mean, what else market is there? I don't know. I'm just old man now complaining about, you know, the old days. Back in my day, we had strategy games and you had to click things and do things. You couldn't pay to speed up the game. You had to get good. I'm just that old guy now shaking my fist at the sky. That's me now. Anyway, Stellaris is a good game. Back on point. Okay, let's see if we can get the fob to be created now. We're so close to getting this how I want it. I'm gonna make this distance where they get sucked in a little bit bigger. Do, 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 do. Excuse me. I'm gonna double that size just for now. Yeah, these are a hard time. Oh, there you go. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that's true. It's actually a big issue for minors. Yeah, I work with children and families, and I will tell you beyond a doubt that it is an issue, actually, especially because of the pandemic, that kids became really reliant, and families became really reliant on gaming for entertainment. And I cannot tell you, I would say probably about 70% of the families I work with struggle with addiction when it comes to gambling-like behaviors because of mobile games. And Fortnite is one of those. Roblox, don't even get me started on Roblox. Oh my god. Have you tried Advanced Silver Tools and ArmA from Leopard 20? So what do you think of that mod? Advanced Armor Tools. Is this one, some other guy named Frank, he's another developer, was telling me about something? Are these them? Advanced Developer Tools. Yeah, I had a guy named Frank telling me about these, and he's telling me that this is awesome and it's very nice. I have not tried it. Yeah, I need to probably try it. Yeah, I need to try this. No, I have not tried it.
Über das und speichert auch alle Ausführungen, auf frühere Versionen zurückgreifen zu können.
Is that German? Oh, of course he's German. One thing I didn't like about it, this is like a really small screen, but maybe I can make it bigger. I click and drag it maybe, it looks like. I'll have to give it a try. I'll keep that open. Yeah, I've had several people recommend that to me, so. Oh, here's that bug. Like once it drops them off, it seems like it wants to suck them back in, which is an issue. So this doesn't work with multiple groups very well. Let's see. Cause this way it's... Oh. Oh, because we get here. Wait until leader vehicle squad, deliver pause. It's like it restarts or something. It's very strange. It's like some chat. Hidden count. Well, at any rate. Yeah, it definitely looks like it kind of broke something. Let's see, UAV advanced teams have been dropped off. Okay. So it dropped off the advanced team. Sorry, I'm going to focus on this for 1 second. Oh, the advanced teams got dropped off. Okay. So we're at the closest stage. Okay, so let's try to get them to the staging ground. And so the waypoint got messed up. Yeah. There's this issue where I don't fully understand that this thing like drops them off and then it tries to pick them back up again? What is going on with that? Squad. Transportation groups. So this runs and I'll wait until set variable. Then we tell them they can move again. And then we check to see if they're alive. Then it re-executes like something gets stuck here. It's interesting. Huh. So I'm just thinking here. Between a few booms. Yeah, I might have to do that. This is some weird issues. I should still be able to still advance them. I just don't know. Problem is I don't know where that waypoint is. And I think because they got dropped off like technically twice, it fucked it up. Let's see. Move them around to see if I trigger it by mistake or something. No, okay. So I did drop them off. Let me debug this code a little bit more. Oh, there we go. I didn't catch it. Random ammo array. So we have an artillery issue here. Okay. Random ammo array. This is the very basic code I have right now for the artillery. Random ammo array. It's not in there. Okay. Thought it would be. Is it in the mortar fire category actually? Probably do that. That should fix that error. And probably for the advanced artillery as well. Okay. Alright, so the tents spawned. I killed a bunch of the AI. Alright. The power generators did not spawn exactly where I wanted them to. That's okay. And I can have them like, snap to the ground or something. I need to change the max gradient because I want them to spawn on flat ground. And it looks like When these spawn, they're supposed to remove objects around them. Do the mortars not do that? I don't think the mortars do that. Okay, but we have the tents. I need to make this look pretty later. But essentially, the objective is going to be to stop this. You have to find these tents. I'm gonna change this now. They spread out a little bit more, and try to look for a better gradient. And maybe into something not so steep. It doesn't have to be. And then you have to find the generators associated with each one. Essentially, destroy everything. So this has to get blown up. These have to get blown up. All these have to get. The tents are going to be invincible. It's the generators you have to kill. And then once you kill all those, then the assault is halted. It's done. That's going to be the primary goal here. Oh, these guys spawned in. Yeah, that's going to be the primary goal. Okay. So I think we can do a few more fixes and then we can start getting them actually assaulting the town. So we already did a few fixes for the artillery. Got that. I'm really not sure what this virtual ride mechanic. Something is really. It's probably because I made it work on multiple groups. So I do it for each with this. You know, honestly, because it's like this executes. It's like it executes twice. Because this should be waiting until this goes, and it seems to move forward. Right here's the issue, okay. And this gets re-executed. It's really strange. I don't execute this code twice, do I? This is definitely an odd bug. I might execute this code twice. Do I? That would be bad. So let's take a look at that. Let's really break that down. So let's go to Assault Town. I should get some lunch soon too. So we do it once. Where's this at? Wait, where's this at? Oh wait, this is in a script I'm not even using anymore. Okay, we're looking at it in the FSM, so we use it. Wait for transportation. I think this is the problem, because it feels like it's executing twice, and it probably is because it is. We'll look at the first time. So first it's in has transport spawn transportation. Was found on move units to transport. pause, transport leader. So we spawn it here. So this doesn't even get executed. We're gonna just follow the path that we use. So we use it here. Yep, here we go. I execute it twice here. Yeah, this is the problem, isn't it, right here? They don't need virtual rides here, right? This is the issue. Okay. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Alright. That should fix that. Okay. And then we are going to close that down. We're going to go into creating the fob, and I'm going to have these be scattered. We'll do a random distance of at least 25. We'll do anywhere from 15 to 100 meters away, and with a maximum gradient of 0.21. Okay. For the radar. Actually, the radar I want closer to the center. And I'm gonna do... How do I make them follow the slopes again? Set, pause. What is it? Set. Why can't I remember the command to make things level? Surface normal? Okay, we're close. There we go. We will have this in here just as example code. We're just going to try to find like, better gradients first. Okay, so for this we're going to do 5 meters median with a 100 meter range with a gradient of 0.1 as well. Let's see if that helps. See if we can pull 3 of them. And I think that will be much better. And then now we can... Alright, we're finally in the assault loop. We still need to go back and finish all this. And we're going to worry about that, all this later. For sure. Right now we're... Yeah. We've already done one whole branch here. And we need to do another branch here, another branch here, another branch here. But we'll worry about that again at a later time. So let's get going. So the first thing we need to do is, let's see. So I think they are going to need to this part needs to be more automatic. It can't be as scripted, more dynamic, because things, this sort of gets chaotic, and AI and things are gonna start blowing up and whatever. So I think we want to get the tanks in position. Let's even just do vehicle support. This is where I still want it to be semi-intelligent. But tank support, it'll have just vehicle support. And of course we'll have air support can be called in. So tank support, air vehicle support. So vehicle support will be like APCs, those types of things, air support. These are all going to be stationed mostly outside of towns. Maybe tanks will sit outside, maybe vehicles might come in, maybe air support. Let's do jet support, and then we're going to do heli support. And I'm not really setting this in any specific way right now. I'm just thinking of things that are going to be needed. Respawn group. We'll do retreat / respawn group. So these are essentially going to be all the things that the loop can do. Of course, we're going to want to have a check for fob destroyed. So when the fob gets destroyed, the assault is over. We also want to have a check for let's do I mean really order infantry. So we'll do infantry orders. And then of course we'll do another check for captured town. It's a lot of checks here. So the way these are going to work, tank support is going to be probably called in early, and they'll be there until the tanks get destroyed or incapacitated, one or the other. Vehicle support is going to be the same. I'm going to group these by things that will be fairly similar. And then we're going to have jet support and heli support will be roughly the same. They're going to get called in, but they're not going to stand on station forever. Helis will be a little different, but jets are going to be called in to do specific strikes and then getting out. So I'm going to have to really code that in, and we're probably going to create these like things here separately from the actual whole assault, so I can speed test it. So that's going to be the idea, and then the retreat respawn group. This is going to be constantly checking if the AI if one group needs to retreat and then get reinforced. And I'm actually thinking what I'm gonna do. I know this is gonna seem silly, but I think this is just gonna be the best right now is if I delete the old groups that were used to move up. Yeah, I'm thinking so. Do I need to do that? Yeah, I think that actually makes more sense because they might be wounded or hurt and they're gonna get yeah, it's for them getting re-armored or restocked and all that. Oh, of course, and then we need supply truck. So this is kind of in-game infantry orders, the things to capture, and then of course this is electrics and its own thing. So you can see we already have an interesting interaction going on here. So what I am going to do though, once we get here, I'm going to delete these groups. Because this is going to be us just assuming they got the fob up, they made it there through fighting or whatever, and now they're gonna get restocked. And so that allows for like you to interrupt assaults, but them still be able to fight back if it's just one or two players or a small team interrupting them. And we'll test that for that fragileness later. But right now, we just need to delete these guys here entirely. Ah! So essentially these. And that will just delete those groups entirely. So essentially then right here it's a clean slate forward for the most part. So then we just got to manage this part. And this part will be definitely important. I think easier in the long run. More work, but easier. Because all these trees, branches down here that I still have to do are all going to lead to this. This was one loop. Either they will or they won't. Like, that's it. So this is the assault loop here. Essentially, these are going to be supports that they can call in every so often. And I can do, and you can add things to this. So like I can add, maybe I want to do like sniper support. You know, I could all sorts of different things in here. Yeah, because the scout team is still alive during all this. So once the scout team dies, yeah, then they stop updating with UAV and all that, so that's good. I do need to find a way to pass the scout team. Yeah, we can even do special scout team orders here, but one thing at a time. So we're gonna get the fob. So let's first do, before we do any other supports, we're gonna get the, well, the first thing we want to have happen, I think, is the AI to start pushing, actually, to put pressure immediately on the town. I know this isn't gonna be the most realistic, but we need to just put pressure on the town. And then we need to have tanks and support start coming in after that. So I think the first thing that needs to happen are the infantry orders. And I think besides that, we need to, would be this retreat / respawn group. Oops. Alright. Because right now they're deleted. We need to spawn in the groups. I should probably add checks in here. If not is nil, then delete this group. Because this group may not be existing, right? Okay. Let me get Steam up in here. Let's see. Do. Where is this? There it is. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is gonna be priority 100 because this. We're actually gonna have two separate checks here. We're gonna have spawn groups. So spawn groups will be 100. Checking to retreat groups will be 99. And then infantry orders will be 98. So we're gonna first, we'll do left to right, and so we're gonna respawn groups in, check if groups need to be retreated, and then we're gonna give them orders. This will be part of the infantry kind of tree here. Then what we're going to do define in here is we're going to define variables to be used. I'm gonna go for like 2 more minutes, and I need to like take a break. Actually, I've been streaming for 2 hours, 20 minutes. Not a bad time, but I need to get me some lunch and take the dogs for a walk. So maybe I'll just stop the stream there and then come back later. I don't think I should leave. Well, I'll let you guys know. I don't know what. I'm not really a YouTube streamer, so is it better just to shut the stream down and then come back and boot it back up if I do it again, or just leave it running with a pretty background while I'm gone for potentially 30 minutes? I don't know what the best answer is. I will make one though if I need to. Okay. Alright. So we're going to have some variables. First we need to have spawned groups equals this. And we're going to have a right now just a group spawn limit. I don't know. I'm going to be pretty generous with this right now. We're going to do 12. Yes. It will be easy. So BSN 19, yeah. So you're asking if would it be easy to add custom units, and yes. So right now I will create a UI for that. But right now, if you're going to be creating custom units, what I use right now is essentially a giant list of hash maps that you can come in here and edit these to be whatever you want. So like this is what the commanders have to use. So here's like the west side. The west commanders, and there's different groups defined by all these. So you have UAV, ground, medium. So medium-sized UAVs, small UAVs. You have UAV airs. You have jets for anti-air, jets, close air support, all the way down to aesthetic weapons. Get broken down: defense squads, basic infantry, advanced infantry, scout infantry vehicles, scout infantry UAV, sniper infantry, MG infantry. Anyway, these are all the groups that you can come in here and just add in your own class names, or take away or add in whatever you want them to be. Can get added in here. And so it's pretty straightforward, and I could even create a UI to do this later. My project is not on Git yet. I need to add it to Git, but it is not on Git. This is still really early on. It will be on Git. I want to get it at least playable to a playable state first, and then I'll be throwing it on Git. Hey IBZ. I would say still a couple months out. At the very least. Yeah, I would say at least a couple months out for the very least, because I am really busy with work and I don't have the time to sit down and code as much as I want with this. But with that said, I've been making a lot of progress with the past couple of weeks. I've been trying to code at least 2 hours a week, 1 to 2 hours a week, as much as I can. I know it's not a lot, but that adds up pretty quickly because I can be pretty quick with coding. So right now we're working on the AI assaulting towns. What we're doing right now is the hardest part. The player spawning, the player systems, a lot of that is really easy. Yeah, I might do intermission screen. So this is the hardest part. Getting the AI to attack towns is going to be the most important. I thought that music's a little loud. Let me turn that down just slightly. There we go. Too quiet. Right there. Yeah, so this is the hardest part that I'm doing because this is all from scratch. I have old code in Dissension that a lot of it I'm going to be taking and reusing. Definitely going to be... There's a lot of code I will be reusing from the old Dissensions. There's a lot of systems that code is already written. I still have to integrate them properly. I can't just slap them in there, but I can definitely integrate them pretty quickly. And so the player systems will be pretty easy. So Dissension is going to be made to essentially play itself, where the AI will be attacking each other, making decisions on towns, yada yada yada. Once I get the Blue 4, because I'm just focusing on Blue 4 right now, but the Op 4 should work just the same. Op 4 and Blue 4 AI commanders will be, how they respond will be fairly identical. they will each have personalities, right? To change that, the resistance side is going to have to be a unique. The resistance side is going to be a unique commander. However, it's going to be much more simple because it's not going to be as intense like as the coding for these guys. It's going to be more focused on guerrilla. Like the resistance commander won't have different personalities. He's going to be more guerrilla warfare style because, well, it's being attacked by two much larger powers in it. A reason to stop and start again is that your analytics are murdered by a half an hour of almost no one. Oh, that's true. Yeah. Not that I really care about that, but who knows what the great YouTube gods do. I'll probably just stop the stream and start it again if it comes back up. Yeah. That way, just in case I take an hour or so, I'll just do that. So, when I get back, what I want to get done is... Oh, I should add this to the to-do list here, right? I should complete AI squads spawning, attacking, and retreating the objective. And I'm going to have to improve defensive AI squad spawns for sure. So one thing we're going to be doing is actually watching a lot of fighting and seeing how the AI handle this. And the way it's going to work is AI actually have to go and clear buildings. Now, when I say clear buildings for AI, this is where it's going to get a little tricky. I am going to try to have them clear the building physically. But if a player's not there and the AI just can't get to that position, I'm going to have to kind of do some tricks or just have the AI, do some dice rolling essentially. And kill. I'm not worrying about ritualization at all right now either. And that's another thing I'm going to have to address. The goal is that with this very controlled kind of combat system, that there's not a bunch of battles happening all over the place that are very intense, and so I don't have to ritualize everything, but we're going to have to see how that goes. So the AI just have to clear building. They're going to go from essentially rough area building to building, kind of clearing it out. And then once they do that, then they captured it. I'm not going to worry about the cost of spawning units or anything right now. It's just straight up, just spawning and going. Yeah, that's what I want to do for Dissension, will be stuff like that. Yeah. No, you're saying if you're asking like toes in front of windows or anything. I think the biggest you're gonna find is that I think I've done stuff like that before. If you remember, VCOM used to have them deploy statics in buildings, and people hated that. I think if I went back and did it better, like M2s or MGs, just because those types of things would be okay. But no toes, nothing that shoots. Even though I was just watching videos from Ukraine. People firing RPGs and shit from inside doors all the time, but anyway. Yeah. Why I'm redoing it from scratch, corrupted, is because I want this to run much better. Now, right now, early on, it's not going to. I can guarantee that, but it's going to be running a lot better and a lot more streamlined because it's a lot more focused. So I actually have two different versions of Dissension. One that was a lot more open and one that was a lot more constricted. And this is kind of in between state on that, where it's going to be the players can still go wherever they want and attack whatever they want, but the commanders are like the amount of AI spawned in is a lot more controlled and a lot more illusionary. That would be awesome. The Helm chart that creates a web server for your mission and hosts headless clients in the same cluster. That would be cool. It's definitely just because there's going to be lots of AI. It will still be CPU hungry, like to some extent. And my job is you can play it with somewhat of a frame rate. There will be virtualization that will be happening, and then adding in headless clients. Like right now, I don't even have headless client support in. but headless client support is fairly easy to do because I know it very well. For certain like groups, like say the squads that are attacking towns, like here, would actually be pretty easy to implement to headless clients, but and push that off to headless clients. And I will add that probably as we get to the end for the headless clients to do that. Right now I want it to run well enough on just like my computer hosting it, and then I will start adding headless client support in, because you really just hand off these squads to headless clients and the server can still check. You know, there's ways to do that for sure. So that'd be cool. That's the goal. I want it to feel, the goal of this, why this is taking, I'm being more careful with this, is I want it to feel like the old Dissensions and everything just felt like AI were being thrown randomly around, tanks and things, which was cool, but I want it to feel like when you're watching a town assault, something like you haven't seen in ArmA before, where AI are using tank support, vehicle support, jet support, aircraft support, artillery support, and that's another thing I need to put on here, snipers. I should probably put artillery on here. Oops. And then even mortar support. So they're calling in all, they have access to all these supports that is going to make it very scary to attack a town. And of course on that I do want to have civilians in here because I want to make it so if the AI or players decide just to bombard a town aimlessly and they kill a whole bunch of civilians, that it actually puts pressure on the player to not do that, just taking money away, not blah blah blah, but actually physical, making the resistance more difficult to fight. So the more you piss off and kill civilians, it actually makes resistance stronger. So all sorts of things like that. Also another idea, sometimes AI driver sits in vehicle and enemy unit approaches them, AI could jump out to him as nearby and like 50-meter radius. Yeah, all sorts of those ideas would be a good idea. Yeah, those will, the things that will make like little details like that, the polish that I really want before I release this is, it needs to be in there. I don't want to release this half-baked because first impressions are everything, and I don't want to ruin that. So I want to be able to show, like, do a video of showing an assault from start to finish, and having it look fairly decent. It's still going to be ArmA. It's still going to have AI being stupid, okay? But you can't get around that. But at least having them, you know, using the supports properly and calling them into a take towns and assault is going to be awesome to watch. So. Yeah. Yeah, artillery field. Yeah, just having extra supports makes sense. All right, I need to go get lunch and take the dogs out for a walk. So I'm actually going to stop the stream. And if I start streaming again tonight, I will just do that. It's Saturday, so I plan on being here a lot. So we'll start that. I appreciate everyone for coming in and chatting. It made it a lot more. It helps me code just to have people to chat, because it is. I mean, this is fun, but it's not exciting. Like, I'd rather be playing a game sometimes. Well, that's why I'm pushing myself to keep streaming at least an hour to two. I want to do a minimum of 2 a week. It might take a while, but if I can get this to look nice. We made a lot of progress today. I know sometimes when you're watching it doesn't feel like it, but we essentially, I got this assault piece right here all set up. So the initial rounds, the spawning, the pathing they're getting there, some bugs that need to be worked. We'll work to figure that out, but this part here should go pretty quick. I have heard of that, the BE CTI, Benny's Warfare Edition, or Benny's Warfare, I believe. I have heard of that. That's actually one of the reasons why I started Dissension. I love that, but I think there was a lot of bugs with that game mode. I'm sure it's being updated, maybe? I don't know, that came out like 2013. But there were just a lot of bugs and things that I was like, man, I really want to have the AI like commanders like really like feel like AI commanders. Like they assault towns, they have fobs, they use artillery. When players like, you know, if I go to, as a player, if I go to attack behind the enemy lines, I want to be able to hit supply trucks running back and forth. I want to be able to do all these crazy things and have the AI respond. Like if I'm a single player behind enemy lines and they have an you know, heli support, I want AI to spawn in a helicopter and come land near me to try to kill me. Or I have the commanders choose. Should we just bomb the fucker? Should we use helicopters? Should we send a full squad to hunt him down? Just hit him with artillery? Like, I want the players, essentially when I'm playing, I want to get pissed. I want to go in there, shoot a you know, supply truck, and then have them have a QRF respond, and if they spot me and I don't kill them, then I want to, you know, I want to be at risk. I want to feel like I'm just can sit there and mow down squads. So anyway, I'm gonna head off. Thanks everyone. I will see you shortly, hopefully. Yes, it's still CTI's buggy still works. Yeah, I want to really, and I want to release it and keep supporting it because it's something I want to play. Okay, I'm gonna keep talking. Bye.